And we are live. Hello, hello. I have returned, and this time I brought a very colorful witch with me.
Hello.
Everybody say hello to RandomWitch.
Hello and merry meet.
Oh,
I'm
God.
the Random Witch.
I'm talking in my own ears. There we go. Oh, so much better. Yes. So
Hi,
she and I have been like missing each other consistently.
Mm-hmm.
For how long now?
It's got to be over a month. It's got to be over a month that we've been playing phone tag, basically, but with Messenger.
Yeah, Messenger and live chats. Like
Yes.
we'll catch each other at the end of them. Like, hey, your face, I like that. All right, gotta go.
And then we geek out over Dragon Age and then disappear on each other again.
Oh, Dragon Age. My love. Hello, Mystic. Hello, Christina. We got people coming in now.
Hi, everybody.
So we don't fully know all the things we're going to talk about. We're pretty much just going to, like, hang out and talk about things and stuff.
Things and stuff and weirdness.
Yes. First of all, let's talk about her beautiful background, because now she's added the purple, and it's popping.
Yes, I did indeed. I added a purple backdrop to myself because I was like, why not be that extra bitch?
I like it. It just goes really well with like the colored hair and the bold lipsticks and everything.
Good Thank you.
So for those of you who don't know, Random Witch is, let's see here, so you're a writer, you're an author.
Mm-hmm.
And you do readings now. And
I do. I'm starting
to work too, right? You offer that as well?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just...
And is there anything else that I am missing?
I'm really weird and random. I am a medium. I'm an eclectic witch. Mm-hmm. I do identify as pagan. I'm bisexual. I am currently in a relationship with a wonderful man.
And ours look alike, apparently. We've discovered.
Oh, so they look like twins. It's not even that. I mean, it's shocking.
It's creepy.
They look like twins.
I laughed like, oh, ha ha, and then she showed me him, and I went, whoa.
It was crazy.
Yeah. See, I'm having a good day so far. Like, my day is just kind of getting into the swing now. But I'm having a good day. What about you, Random?
I'm having a pretty good day. I went ahead and did my first ever subscriber-only video over on VidMe.
Woohoo.
It's uploading now. Thankfully, it's not pulling on my internet too much. I can still be seen by y'all.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that. And I have some really cool ideas for some videos in the future that I'm kind of like in my head trying to grind those gears into place. Because I like making like interesting stuff for everybody. So.
Oh my God, you're right, Mystic. And also, Random has a certain set of skills.
I do. Listen, I have a certain set of skills. I don't know who you are.
Yes.
Or where you are. I will find you. Because I'm
pretty much.
Hey, everybody.
I'm gonna. Yes. So, I was gonna talk about. Let's talk about the mediumship first, because.
Sure.
I mean, that's what we said. The first thing we said we were gonna touch on, and so like Random and I are both mediums. I don't do it as a service. Do you do it as a service officially right now?
Yes, and I have been doing it as a service for about, I want to say about 2, oh no, it's got to be over 2 years now. I've been doing it as a service for about 3.5 years. it's there's no way to describe it really. It's for either party because it's just so different from regular readings.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe the feelings that come through when you're reading for somebody, and especially when those readings are validated by the person you're reading. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're right on the nail. And you're like, it's freaking me out too, pal. Like, you know, like you get freaked out yourself by your own like accuracy.
Have you ever had them like just steer you somewhere in public where like you weren't even going to go to this store, but you're driving and you're like, I need to go there for some reason. Okay. And you get there and then just like it all happens.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have. It is quite the adventure. It is. It is. It really is. And you're literally hanging on by the reins, just trying to hang on for dear life. That's what it feels like because you're
Pretty
like,
much.
I don't know what's happening. Where are we going? And they're just like, can you just trust me on this? Come with me.
I feel like that's the biggest thing with working with anything within this spiritual community is like just trusting in spirit most of the time because we get in our own way.
We really do. We get in our heads, we second guess our first instinct, which is our intuition, and a lot of times it'll just fuck us over. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to curse on your channel?
No, you can curse. I cuss. Okay. Everybody knows that I cuss.
I know that you do, but I didn't know if you were like, well, that's just rude.
Nope. I cuss on my channel.
Cool.
You are fine. I'm gonna post this live link up on the thing.
If you go on Facebook, Witchy live chats, there's like you can post it there too. Do you want me to do that?
Well, I'm here. I got it.
Okay, cool.
So
you got it, everybody.
I got it. I got it.
Okay, she's got this.
When did you like discover that you were a medium?
Good question.
Like, was that super early, or did it happen like in a weird way?
No, it was super early. I was a child. I was very young. I was probably 6 or 7. The first time this is the major one that I first remember, and it got stuck into my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the story of how Random found out she was a medium.
Wait, we need to do a past time sequence, like. Okay.
Back in the day before dinosaurs ruled the earth, I was 6 or 7. I was at my auntie's house with my mother. And they had asked me to go into the back of the house to get something. I can't remember what. And I told them, no, I don't want to. And they were like, well, why? And I said, because the dark man is there. I don't want to go past the dark man. And they were like, hold up a second. And they thought somebody was in the house. And I was like, there's the dark man. He's always there. He's never not there. He's always there. And they were like, okay. My auntie got really freaked out because she does not like anything to do with spirits. And my mom was like, okay, we need to sit down and have a talk. What's going on? So I explained that there was, and this is me talking, you know, basically I was describing a spirit, a very dark, shadowy spirit. But I was 7, so I was like, well, there's the dark man, and he's always there. And he's in the exercise room, and he's hanging from the ceiling. And I explained that he was literally hanging like this from the ceiling, and that scared me. And my mom and my auntie were like, nope, get the sage, get the sage, get the sage, get
None of that.
Because I was raised very spiritual and pagan. So my mom went and got the white sage, and she was like, you have to go and take me to where you see this person. And then we were sitting there, and it was kind of in a closet type thing, but it was more like a hallway, but they had like coats hanging up everywhere. And they said, he's right there. He's right there. Don't you see him? He's right there. And they were like, we don't see anything. And there's a light, like right above where he is, actually. That's why I knew he was the dark man, because he kind of swallowed up the brightness of the light. In my vision, he kind of swallowed it. Yeah. And my mom was like, is he scaring you? Like, is he trying to be mean to you? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, no, he's scary to look at. He's dark. He's a shadow. And she explained to me what was happening. She said, okay, this is a person who's stuck there. And because you can see him, you're going to have to tell him he needs to pass on, because he's stuck and he can't go to heaven or the afterlife until he moves on. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Nope, I don't want to do that. No, it's scary. Eventually, she talks me into it. She's got the white sage. You know, she reassures me that everything's going to be okay. I'm going to be fine. And my auntie's just sitting there like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. This is crazy. And she's just sitting there like, you're fine. You're fine. Just do it. She thinks we're nuts, right?
Right.
Now wait for this. Are you ready? So my mom
hold on, let me grab the table.
You should be sitting down for this.
I'm already sitting down. I got you.
So I start talking to the shadow man, the dark man.
Yeah.
I say all the things that a child would say to a person who's stuck in this world. Like, you need to go to heaven, you need to go to the afterlife. You're stuck here and you're so sad and you're so angry, and it's just, you need to go. You're not supposed to be here. You don't have to stay here.
Yeah.
And my mom is smudging, and I see him start to leave. And he's it's kind of like when you burst a bubble, and it kind of just, but it was slow. It was like the bursting of his aura, and it kind of rose up. And I go, he's leaving now. He's going away. And as soon as I said, he's gone, the light exploded. It popped. Popped. My auntie pisses herself and ran. She literally screamed bloody murder, probably pissed her pants, and just ran the fuck away. Literally exactly what happened, and it's burned into my memory. I mean, I've been doing this since I was a child. I've been dealing with this forever and a day. So it's not new to me, nor is it scary anymore. It used to terrify me. Yeah. When I was growing up, I used to be terrified. I used to have insomnia. I used to have to sleep with all my lights on, like all of the things.
I can relate to that. Like, we grew up in an old house. We apparently. But like, I grew up in a really old house, and I lived essentially, like, it was a story and a half house, and you know how the half is usually like a loft area. So the loft area was essentially my bedroom, like one side of it. And so I was pretty much like, it was my own world up there. And the stairs were loud. You can hear someone's coming up, right? And that was a frequent thing. So you would hear walking up and down the steps. I would wake up and there'd be like silhouettes of people just hanging out by my bedroom, you know, like right by my bed. Classic, like, you blink a few times, like, did I just? No, you're still there. All right. I'm just gonna go back to bed now. Or like, I would hear something fall, like this coconut oil could be sitting next to me, and I would hear it fall, the distinct sound that it would make, like a bowl with a spoon in it. Hear it fall on the ground, and I look over it, and it's just sitting there. There's no one else around, you know, that kind of stuff started happening with me. And then I started talking to them because they were around anyway. And so I would talk to them, and I'd talk to my ancestors, and I just talked to spirit. And eventually, like, I wasn't full on apparitions like you were seeing. I get like clip art, or like a zeroed in part of a picture. Like maybe I've seen belt buckles and stuff like that before. I've talked about where like they're not showing me the whole person, but they're gonna show you this piece of the belt buckle. Like, just focus on that shit.
Yeah.
Or the feelings, or I'll hear words, names, phrases, things like that. But it's not like an external hearing; it's like an internal, like, mind hearing. Which a
almost
lot of people
like a flash of memory.
Hearing them.
Almost like it's a memory playing in your head.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you were like to think about a movie or something, and you could hear their voice and how they delivered that line in your favorite movie. Like, it sounds kind of like that, and it's kind of like this train just passing, like in the back of your mind, and you're like, oh, I heard that. Okay. Hello everybody in the chat. We got like a ton of people now.
Oh yeah, there's 15. Hi everybody.
Yes. If you guys have any experiences on mediumship, or any, if you will, ghost stories to tell, even, put them in the chat. We'll talk about it.
Indeed.
But yeah, so I had the stuff where like my friends would come over, and they would hear, someone walking up the steps, and it would get like right to the top, and they would expect to see someone terrified, and no one was there. And then later I would come up the steps, and I'm like, what you hiding for? What's your problem?
Yep.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff happened a lot. But it wasn't until I was in my 20s that I started getting like direct messages like that. Most of my stuff was dreams. But I think it's really cool that you were raised with a family that embraced it instead of kind of shunning it.
Yeah, I was lucky. I was one of the lucky ones. I can admit that.
I feel like if I had been raised to be afraid of it, it would have taken me a lot longer.
I mean, I was still afraid of it.
Scared,
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, like shut it out, scared. Yeah. Not like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but this is just how it is. Yeah. If family that embraced it would have been nice, right?
It's hard to hear the war stories of people who have been shunned, like their true self has been shunned, and they have to pretend to be somebody else in a family, especially if somebody with a huge, immense gift. I've come across many of those type of people, and I've felt like so much sympathy for them, because I feel so blessed. I mean, my family life wasn't perfect, but I was never told not to be myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's one thing I can say, that I was blessed.
Oh yeah, I agree. I thank my mom all the time, and until like, I'm glad that you encouraged me to explore.
My mom was actually the person
who I was and who I was within the world,
Yeah, my mom was actually the person who bought me my first tarot deck.
Aw. What was your first tarot deck?
The Rider-Waite.
Nice.
I've actually never had another tarot deck. I've always just had my tarot deck, my one tarot deck, my Rider-Waite. For some reason, I never explored more tarot decks.
No, I get that. I get that, because I don't have as many as a lot of people do.
Well, I'm definitely no Arwen or Ember. Okay, 400 tarot decks is not my thing. My God.
Or Avalon.
Oh,
Avalon has
Avalon.
like.
Listen, I watch those people, and I'm just like, oh, just to be in the presence of that many tarot decks. But no, I have.
I think I have. Like 4, and I only really consistently use 2 of them.
I have one tarot deck, and I have 3 oracle decks, and I use one oracle deck all the time because I've connected to it so deeply. So I definitely am very interested in looking into more oracle decks by that author. It's Colette Baron Reed.
Okay.
Her Wisdom of the Hidden Realms oracle is my favorite. It's what I use all the time, and it gives me very accurate readings all the time. No fuss, no muss. It's just straight on to the heart of the matter. That's what I really like about it.
I like oracle decks. I feel like oracle decks get a bad rap. I really do.
They really do. And you know what? I feel bad for not having explored oracle decks sooner. I was a tarot reader for like 13 years, and I only recently, this past year, got into oracle. And I feel like this is where I should have been.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading. I discovered last year that my great-grandmother was a medium, and she taught others. That's awesome, Magpie. That's Raven Dreamer. And then I was shooting a video in a graveyard one time, all kinds of spiritual energies in that place, even those who cannot pass on for one reason or another. Felt one who was especially curious of me. Oh, they get real curious there.
Yes, yes they do. Why I don't go there. Because I'll pick up hitchhikers.
Yeah, I love going there, but I also like lay the smack down as well at a certain point. Oracle, I feel like gets. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I have an actual spirit that resides in my house, and I call him the gentleman because he opens doors. I don't know why he's here. He's very content with being here. I think he's just attached to the land or the house, and he's never made any trouble. He's very benign.
Yeah.
He's very
well, I mean, like, let's talk about that for a second, because that's like a common misconception. Everyone thinks that if they have a spirit in their house, they need to like tell them to move the fuck on. And that's not always like, what's happening.
Not always I can tell you right now, I've given sanctuary to spirits in my home, in my circle.
Sorry.
No, I'm serious. I've come across traveling spirits that have needed to take a rest, and oh, this is kind of a sad story. So is it okay if you get a little sad?
No, go ahead. Are you guys okay with sadness? So I mean, I do talk about my dead dad a lot. So I think you're good over here. This is like the death channel. So
okay, good. I mean, you are you are who you are.
I think we're good.
Yeah. So there was a child spirit that wandered into my backyard about 3 years ago. I was living somewhere else at the time. My boys were playing outside, and it looked like they had a little friend over. And I was like, "Who's outside with the boys?" I even said that, and my dad was right next to me. He was like, "Nobody's out there." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I got to go out there then," because I noticed there was a child spirit out there playing with my children. So I go out there. I ask my boys how they're doing. They're fine. They're playing. And I go over to the child spirit, and I just make sure. I was like, "Are you lost?" And he's like, "No, I saw your boys, and I wanted to play with them." It's basically, I didn't see him saying that, but that's what I heard in my mind.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, well, you can stay here if you want," because I felt like there was a reason he was still around. He stayed at my house for about 3 days, and then he came to me and said, "I have to go back to my mom now. She misses me." And I was like, "Oh, so is she still here?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can't leave without her." So he stays with his mother, and he saw my children and wanted to go and kind of hang out with them. Little did I know that a person that I had recently started having a friendship with was actually the mother. I didn't know that at the time. And I said, you know, once I found that out, I was like, that's who that was. That makes complete sense. So I explained what happened to her. She got, you know, emotional, but it kind of was like a cathartic emotional.
Yeah.
It was very cathartic for her, and I think it helped her a lot.
I feel like people who are grieving and going through that kind of thing, like, it can provide a lot of proof and comfort there to know that, you know, just because you can't physically hug them, they're still there. They're still around. They still see your life. They still love you.
And I was a mess after he left. I was a mess. I cried for hours because I could just, as a mother, I could sympathize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it caused me to it was a mess. But I've let spirits come in and come out of my area, and nothing bad has ever happened. Anytime there was a malignant spirit, I would simply cast it out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what people, here's what I say. I agree with you completely, to where people are so against spirits in their home. And it's because, number one, they don't understand it, so they fear it.
Yeah.
Number two, they can't control it, so they fear it more. And number three, they worry what it could do to them. Now listen, here's the thing.
They can't control it, so they fear it more. That's a deep one, but yeah, totally true.
No, I mean, from what my own fear of what used to happen, that's where I know those to be true. Because I used to have to buy my white sage in bulk, because I would just be like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard something. Anyway, so
buying white sage in bulk.
Buying white sage in bulk. I didn't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
What they don't understand is that a lot of spirits are just like them. Mm-hmm. They're just here for some reason. They don't have any, malintent. They're just here, and some of them don't know why they're here. You know what I mean?
Well, some of them are just going through the motions.
Exactly.
It's just there's something familiar, so they keep repeating it.
And it's
there was a poem I wrote. I'm not going to recite it. I'll spare you guys. But there was a poem I wrote when I was a teenager, and it was called "The Pain Among the Knives," and it was about spirits who run that cycle. You know what I mean? Like that repetitive loop that they'll get stuck in sometimes. And like people being terrified of it and not understanding, like, no, they're stuck in this like grief loop, this pain loop, and that's all they know. And like it's actually really really sad instead of scary.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is like the man hanging. He was stuck there. He was just stuck. He was just stuck hanging for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't understand it. And it's just like, you have to understand that they're not trying to scare you. When they knock things over or they open doors.
I mean, like sometimes they're trying to scare you, but it's rare.
Very rare.
At least in my experience.
The gentleman that lives in my home resides in my home.
Yes.
I call him the gentleman because he is here. He doesn't have any intention. He just is. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he likes to open our doors. Like just open even. And the thing is, I think he's kind of amusing himself when he does it, because I'll get up, head towards the door, he will open for me. That's why I call him the gentleman, because once you go towards the door, it opens for you.
Oh, let me get it for you. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so I'll just call you the gentleman. And I don't have any problem with him staying here, as long as it's completely as it has been. No malintent, no bothering my children. He stays away from my children. You know what I mean? Like, you have to understand, if there was any type of danger, I definitely wouldn't let him stay. I have 2 kids. I would not let that happen at all.
Right.
But
Yeah.
people get so trigger happy with banishings.
Yes.
So trigger happy with banishings because they don't understand that they're just people like them. They think that they're monsters and scary things, and it's just like I've coexisted with spirits since I was very young, and I used to think that way too. But I've come to understand that, you know, it's nothing like that at all. It's very rarely like that. I'll say that because I have come across malignant
I wouldn't
spirits.
say never because
it's very rare.
I'm limited only by my experience, you know?
Exactly.
But my experience, I haven't had that happen very often. Like, but also I will say too, people can ward their house in certain ways that only lets certain ones through. Like, you can use it as a filter, man. Like, you don't have to just put this big wall up. Which is what tends to happen with my house. My house is like, I mean, you work with Hecate, so you're probably familiar with this. But my house is literally a crossroads. My house is a crossroads. It is a train station. It is Grand Central Station in a lot of ways. And the thing is like, you can come through, you can hang out, you can do whatever. Just don't stir up shit. If you come with any ill intent, then like, nope. Check it at the door. Get the fuck out.
It's I've definitely been that for a long time. You know, I mean, because we've talked about this a little bit before we were on air. I believe that we, as mediums, are half in, half out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, we are the crossroads.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's, you know, when we were talking, I said the one word that I was always told was bridge. You're a bridge. You, not like this is a bridge, but you are a bridge. And that, you know, after getting certified to be a death midwife and like looking back at all of the different in-between things that I do, it makes a lot of sense now. At the time, I'm like, I'm a bridge. Okay. But yeah, exactly. Like, we have 1 foot in, 1 foot out all the time. And that can be a task in itself, just staying balanced within that.
It truly can. It is. Sometimes it changes your perspective on things to a core level. I remember I actually was very close to a car crash to where the man had died on impact. And literally, like, we were there. I was at a friend's farm, and we were in the house, and we heard the crash. We come outside, the car has crashed into the pole, and I can already see the spirit, like, wandering about. And I go, he died on impact. And they were like, we still have to call the cops. Like, we have to call the cops now, and we have to get the ambulance here. And I was like, he's already dead. And it really hit me hard. I'd never actually witnessed death before of a human being. And it was like, I was already in tears because I could see him when the police finally came, when the ambulance finally came. I could see him trying to get their attention. Like, he looked like he was holding his head and he was asking for help because he still thought he was alive. And I had to actually go and explain to him that he had just died. And I had to stay with him all night to get him to pass on. And it was crazy. It was very different to be with somebody who had literally just passed. Like, I'd never been around that type of energy before. and helping him pass on was, it took hours. I'm not sure what's going on. I think that we lost Cris. So I'm going to wait for her to come back on. It says we're still live. Can you guys still see me? Cris is having technical difficulties. Somebody say if you can see me and hear me, please. Okay. So we're going to see what's going on. I'm going to message Cris real quick. Okay, she's trying to come back. Okay, I'll hold down the fort. So, how are you guys? There she is. Hey, girl.
Is it working now?
Yeah, I can see you and hear you.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to end the chat, but we'll figure it out.
Do you have a little stop broadcast button on the bottom?
I do not anymore.
Okay.
I have live in the upper corner, but I don't have anything else. I've never had this happen during broadcast, so that's interesting. I assume that when we both leave, it'll just stop. Because, I mean, if we both leave, the room ends.
Yeah, once you end it. But it's going to be up for, like, not up, but, like, it's your Hangouts are going to say that you're in an ongoing call for the next however long that is, because you couldn't stop the broadcast or whatever. Oh, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll be cool. We'll be cool. So, did you hear any of that?
I did hear it. It was playing in the background.
Okay.
Apparently, they can hear me but can't see me?
No, we can see you.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you guys see and hear me? Like, I almost did a Baby Cakes quote. I don't know if you guys know what Baby Cakes is, but like you can see and hear important ghosts. No, only here. What?
I can see you fine. Why can't we see you?
Let me try something really quick. Ba-boom. And ba-boom. Boom. How about now, guys? Ugh.
Okay, hold on. Go to screen share.
Screen share. Okay. Oh. Yep, there we go. What am I screen sharing?
All right, never mind. That's not going to work. Damn it. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the controls and see what I can do to help this issue.
Control room. Moderated call.
All right,
yeah, all my pages just went, nope. See, guys, this is why day after tomorrow, I'm upping my internet connection.
I'm going to mute my mic, and you're going to talk and see if they see you.
All right, so I'm going to talk. Do you guys see me at all? Hello, Noah. Try to reopen the event. Okay. Let me see here.
Noah would know exactly how to do this because he's done this before.
Right. I am taking his word on this one. Let me see here. Live control room?